faith.
Selfless.
Inspiration.
Courageous.
Hello, my name is Emily Rogers and I would like to answer all your questions about my idol, Meryll Catherine Bell.
Hello, my name is Lisa Parker and I was a student of St. Helens Boarding School, which was founded by Meryll Catherine Bell.
Hello, my name is Amy. I used to know Meryll when I was very little. She used to go to our orphanage every single week and she never missed one. She was very nice and she always wanted to help others.
Hello, my name is Helen Kleeman and I used to work as a volunteer in one of Meryll's helping programs. She was a big inspiration for everyone and that's why I came today to answer some questions about her.
First week in a new school and I could not find my class, and she came up to me and asked me why I'm not in my class, and she probably could saw that I was panicking, and she took me to her office and offered me a cup of tea and just calmed me down, and whenever since then I knew that whenever I had a problem, I could turn to her.
So my first memory of Meryll is probably from the bookstore where we first met. I asked her to sign me her book. She was super kind and we talked for a while. And when she found out that I work as a volunteer, she asked me to join one of her helping programs. So I basically just did.
When I was 4 or 5, Meryll took me and 2 other girls to the fair. If I remember correctly, it was the first time we have ever met. It was so much fun. We spent the whole day here. We played together some games and we went on many carousels. Later, the day when we had to go back, she bought us a cotton candy. I was so happy. It was one of the best days we had together.
My first memory of Meryll is from the charity organization which she has founded. This organization was about teaching poor children, as I was then, valuable things for life which we couldn't afford in real school, so she was our mentor.
She was for me like a mother I never had. When I was sad or feeling down, she always helped me. She showed me that everyone can be loved and find happiness. She was always there for me and I could trust her with everything.
She showed me what it means to help people. Thanks to her, I found my purpose in life. I launched my own charity which helps homeless people and single moms. She inspired me to do things that will help other people.
Meryll was and also is an idol for me, because of all the work she has done for others, and all that because she was one kind-hearted, open-minded and lovable person. She inspires me to this day and feeling of hopefulness resonates in me when I think of her.
She was selfless and thoughtful, but also very creative. Through her stories, she showed that everyone has a story, but everyone's story is different. The thing that most people don't think about is that she had her own problems and struggles, but she would always put others first.
She was a very generous and kind woman with a lot of courage. She loved reading, writing, and what she loved the most was her family. She was so caring and sympathetic. Everyone could count on her.
As I said earlier, Meryll was a very caring and happy person. She always had a smile on her face and wanted to help others as much as she could.
When you make someone happy, it will bring you happiness. I think that was her motivation when she helped people. She knew that it was also her who became happier.
Meryll taught me how to not be selfish. Before I met her, I thought that the point of life is simply to follow our dreams. But she showed me that as we follow our dreams, we need to look out for each other. And she used to say one really nice sentence: always follow your dreams, but look out for others.
Meryl taught me how to be strong and not to be afraid of following my dreams, even though it can be sometimes hard. She used to say, if you can dream about it, you can do it. I think this really helped me overcome some obstacles I had on my way.
She taught me that I should always fulfill my dreams and reach for the stars, even when I'm not living under good conditions or in a proper environment.
My favorite memory with Meryl is probably from the first day of volunteering at her helping program. She wasn't always there because she had more helping programs and organizations, but she did manage to come at my first day. She was really nice, she showed me around, she introduced me to people, and from that day I felt like these people were my family.
I want to tell you a story about how she took the whole organization on a field trip to the campsite. We had a lot of fun in there. One evening we were sitting around the fire, singing songs together, and she came, sit next to me, and hugged me. I was surprised and shocked, so I asked her if she remembers my name, because I doubt. She answered calmly. Of course I remember who you are, darling. I remember every one of you as you were mine. I was staring at her with my mouth opened. I knew that she could never have her own children, so she loved us as her own.
She really loved adventures. I remember one time I was 12. She took me and 3 other friends on a road trip around the country. One night we were a little bit late to our hotel and it was dark. We were on some road where there were no lights nor any other cars. And our tire suddenly broke. We were so scared, but Meryl got out of the car and with our help we changed the tire. It was really hard but fun at the same time. We checked into our hotel very late that night.
When I moved from Miami to St. Helen boarding school in New York, it didn't really occur to me that there is a different weather. It started to get colder and colder, and one day it started snowing. She saw me on my way to school wearing only sweater over my uniform. She immediately gave me her coat and asked me why I'm not wearing my own. I said I did not have a coat, and that day she bought me one. I still have that coat.
I love them. I can say that I'm her #1 fan. I always admired how she could write such a pretty stories and how other people inspired her to write them. Everyone who knew her can tell that it was not always easy for her to write, but when she did, it was magical and the stories she wrote were relatable and very powerful.
I think she wrote about what she saw. Her stories are very authentic, and that's why people love them so much. They are not fairy tales, they're episodes from real life.
I personally read every single one of them few times, and every time I read them, I find new things, new meanings behind them. I find them very inspiring and open-minded as she was.
I am not a huge fan of reading or anything like that, but I really liked her stories. They are written very personally, and you can clearly see the connection between the stories and her life.
She really wanted to have children, but unfortunately it did not work out for her and her husband. She decided that the love she would show to her children show to people in need and the ones who struggled. She knew that if she makes someone happy, it will bring happiness to her.
Everything and everyone. She was very inspired by the world around her. I think this is one of the reasons she helped a lot of people, because she was so curious about their stories. She loved meeting new people and getting to know them, and then later writing about them. That is why her stories seem to people so real, because a lot of them are inspired by real events and real people.
What inspired her? I guess she wanted to secure children better education and conditions for living in her other projects, foundations or charities. She loved children so much, and when she couldn't have her own ones, she had to give somewhere all her love for them and make their lives better.